In the next 10 minutes, your relationship with your own mind is going to change forever. We live in an era where your attention is the most valuable currency on the planet. And right now, there is a literal war being waged to steal it from you. Every notification, every infinite scroll, and every targeted ad is a weapon designed by psychologists to bypass your conscious will. But what if you could take the steering wheel back? What if you could access a level of concentration so deep that the world around you simply fades away? This isn't about willpower or just trying harder. It's about biology. Today, we are diving into the world of neuroplasticity and cognitive chemistry to unlock 6 neurological hacks that will turn your focus into a superpower. If you've been feeling scattered, overwhelmed, or like you're constantly running but getting nowhere, you aren't broken. You're just being outmaneuvered by your own brain's ancient programming. It's time to update the software. To master your attention, we first have to talk about the gatekeeper of your brain, the prefrontal cortex. This is the part of your mind responsible for executive function, decision-making, and, most importantly, impulse control. The problem is that the prefrontal cortex is metabolically expensive. It tires out quickly. When you try to force yourself to focus for 8 hours straight, you are essentially asking your brain to run a marathon at a dead sprint. It's impossible. This leads us to our first neurological hack, the dopamine reset. Most people think of dopamine as the reward chemical, but in reality, it's the molecule of pursuit and anticipation. Every time you check your phone for a like or a message, you get a micro spike of dopamine. This trains your brain to seek short-term, low-effort rewards. By the time you sit down to do deep, meaningful work, your brain is literally starving for that quick hit, making focus feel painful. To fix this, you need to implement a pre-work boredom gap. Before starting a high-focus task, spend 5 minutes doing absolutely nothing. No phone, no music, no talking. This lowers your baseline dopamine stimulation, making the upcoming tasks feel more engaging by comparison. You are resetting the threshold of what your brain finds interesting. The second hack moves from your chemicals to your environment. The visual anchor. Your brain's visual system is tied directly to your alertness levels. There is a neurological phenomenon called focal vision versus peripheral vision. When your eyes are darting around a cluttered room or looking at multiple tabs, your nervous system stays in a state of high alert, low focus scanning. To trigger deep concentration, you need to narrow your visual field. Research shows that by staring at a single point on your screen or a physical object on your desk for 60 seconds before starting work, you signal to the brain to transition into a high-focus state. This simple act of ocular fixation reduces the activity in the amygdala and pulls your resources into the prefrontal cortex. It tells your biology, the hunt has started and this is the only target that matters. Third, we have to address the multitasking myth through the lens of attention residue. Every time you switch from a spreadsheet to a quick email and back again, you aren't actually doing 2 things at once. Your brain is performing a task switch, and it's messy. A portion of your attention stays stuck on the previous task for up to 20 minutes. This is called attention residue. By the 3rd or 4th switch, you are operating with a significantly lower IQ. The hack here is monotasking clusters. Group your tasks by the type of mental energy they require and protect those blocks with your life. By understanding these first 3 layers, resetting your dopamine, anchoring your vision, and eliminating residue, you are already ahead of 99% of the workforce. You are starting to protect your mental sovereignty, which is exactly what we advocate for here at VF Growth Tutorials. If you're finding these neurological insights valuable and want to reclaim control over your mental space, take a second to hit that like button. It really helps the channel grow. Also, make sure to subscribe if you haven't joined our community yet, because we bring deep dive analysis like this every single week. And if you know a fellow entrepreneur or a professional who's struggling with burnout, share this video with them. Let's help more people think clearly again. Now that we've laid the foundation with dopamine resets and visual anchoring, we need to talk about the physical state of your brain during high-performance work. This leads us to our fourth neurological hack, the acoustic flow state. Most people think silence is the best environment for focus, but for many, absolute silence can actually trigger a scanning response in the brain where your auditory system starts looking for any tiny distraction to latch onto. The secret isn't just noise, it's frequency. Research in psychoacoustics shows that listening to pink noise or binaural beats in the range of 40 Hz can physically synchronize your brain waves into a state of gamma activity. This is the frequency associated with peak concentration and memory retrieval. Unlike music with lyrics, which engages your brain's language processing centers and creates attention residue, these frequencies provide a steady, predictable background that masks external distractions while keeping your prefrontal cortex firing at its most efficient level. It's like providing a rhythmic heartbeat for your thoughts, allowing them to flow without friction. The fifth hack addresses the silent killer of productivity: decision fatigue. Every minor choice you make throughout the day, what to wear, what to eat, which email to answer first, depletes your limited supply of neural energy. By the time you need to focus on your most important task, your focus reservoir is already have. To counter this, you must implement the rule of 3 for cognitive conservation. Before you even open your laptop, decide on the 3 and only 3 non-negotiable tasks for the day. Write them down physically. By externalizing these choices, you stop your brain from running background loops about what you should be doing next. This frees up an enormous amount of neurological bandwidth. Elite performers don't have more willpower than you. They simply have fewer decisions to make. They automate the mundane so they can weaponize the profound. When you limit your options, you increase your intensity. Finally, the sixth and perhaps most powerful hack is the ultradian rhythm alignment. Your brain does not operate in a straight line. It operates in waves. We've all heard of circadian rhythms for sleep, but throughout the day, your brain goes through 90-minute cycles of high-frequency activity followed by 20 minutes of low-frequency recovery. Most professionals try to push through the dip, caffeinating their way past the brain's natural signal to rest. This is a mistake. When you ignore the dip, you build up adenosine and stress hormones, like cortisol, which cloud your judgment and shatter your long-term focus. The hack is to work in 90-minute sprints and then completely disconnect for 20 minutes. Walk away from the screen, move your body. This active recovery flushes out metabolic waste from your brain cells and prepares you for the next peak. You aren't losing 20 minutes, you are gaining a fresh brain for the next 90. Mastering these 6 neurological hacks: the dopamine reset, visual anchoring, multitasking, acoustic flow, cognitive conservation. And Ultradian Rhythms is how you move from being a victim of the attention economy to being a master of your own destiny. This is what true mental sovereignty looks like. It's about understanding the biological machine you inhabit and using it to achieve the goals you've set for your life and your career. I truly appreciate every single one of you who stayed here and watched this video until the very end. It shows that you are serious about your growth and your mental control. If you found these hacks valuable, hitting the like button helps us tremendously in reaching more people who need this information. If you haven't joined our community yet, consider subscribing. We're building a space for independent thinkers who want to reclaim their focus, and I personally read every single comment you leave, so let me know which of these hacks you're going to try first. And please share this with someone who is currently struggling with the noise of the modern world. Right now, YouTube is recommending another video on the screen that will help you dive even deeper into mastering your mind. Take a look at that one next, and I'll see you over there. Keep growing and keep focused.